time is it?
Good morning. It's about 11 o'clock.
Oh, no. I didn't mean to sleep so late.
Don't worry about it. You didn't have a very good night.
Did I keep you up?
No. I just woke up a couple of times when you were talking in your sleep.
What did I say?
Nothing I can make out.
It's too bad. Would have been nice if I could give you some clues, some names or something from my past.
No, I think you were just having some bad dreams.
I wish I could remember. I wake up in the morning and I don't remember anything that I dreamt. Wait a minute, it's not true. I remember some things. I remember the fire and the noise and the light.
I remember some of my dreams. One in particular.
Oh, yeah, I know. The house?
Let's not talk about nightmares. It's too depressing. It's morning, and it's a beautiful day, full of sunshine.
Oh, yes, it is bright.
Yeah. Now, as soon as you're washed and dressed, I want to go across the street and we'll have lunch or breakfast or whatever you want. And then we really should leave because I told her we'd be there this afternoon.
Told whom?
Mrs. Scott, don't you remember? You can see her building from here. It's the big one by the river.
Why do we have to go over there?
Kirk, I told you last night. She's the woman who owns the house. The dream house, and I think she really wants us to have it. That's why she wants us to go over and talk to her this afternoon. I think she's really anxious to meet you. I think it's really personal with her, Kirk. She wants to like the people who own the house. She wants to care about them.
Emily, I don't want to throw any cold water on your plans. But I don't want you to kid yourself either. Nobody makes business deals based solely on sentiment.
But this isn't a business deal. It's a house. And it belongs to somebody who lost her husband when they were both really very young.
Yes, but you're a stranger to her. I mean, she doesn't even know you. It's not as though she was doing an old friend a favor.
Well, she's not exactly giving me the house either. I mean, she's worked out a financial arrangement. Look, you'll see as soon as you meet her. She's really a very nice woman.
It's you, Emily. I don't want you to be disappointed. You've had so much unhappiness in your life lately.
Yes, I lost Daddy. But I've had some happy things happen, too. I got my husband back.
Yeah, but he's not much of one, though, is he?
Don't say that. I have the husband I want and love. And if I can convince him to get up and get dressed, I may also have a house.
Do you really think that I can help you convince her?
Yes, I know you can. Now, look, I told her all about us, about you and about our being newlyweds.
Newlyweds? Newlyweds, married 10 years ago?
Well, I didn't tell her that. I didn't tell her how we were separated and how you came back to me.
And then if she knew the whole story, Emily, she might not think we're so happy, would she?
Kirk, we are happy. And we'll be even happier when we have a home of our own.
But Emily, what is she going to think when she meets me? I mean, how do I explain to her? I don't know where I came from. I don't know what I do for a living.
I don't think she'll be that inquisitive.
She will be, Emily. It's only natural. I mean, people always ask those sorts of questions when you meet somebody for the first time. And how am I going to explain it, Emily? What do I say? I don't know where I was born, who my folks are. Where'd I go to school? I don't know. What I do for a living.
I told her that you've been ill.
But does she know the nature of my illness? Does she know that I am a man without any memory at all? Emily, I don't even remember our wedding day. Is she going to think we're such typical newlyweds after she finds out that?
I think she'd be sympathetic. She's really a lovely woman.
I could lie. I could make up stories. I'd tell her things about... No, she'd trip us up, and then after she found out that, she'd think we were both a bunch of con artists. No,
all right. I'll go by myself if you don't want to go. I just thought it would be nice if she could meet both of us.
Don't you see, Emily? You're the one that's sympathetic to her. You. And you know why? Because she can see it, Emily. It's all over you. You're so kind and gentle, loving. Emily, it's written all over your face.
I just want us to have a home of our own. And I want it so much to be that house.
Oh, you're going to put your dress now, too? What are you doing?
Listen, I'm sorry that I dropped by without calling, but I just had to see Julie again.
Oh, well, thank you. That tells me exactly where I stand. Huh?
You're close second.
Oh, that's even worse.
First couple of months of a baby's life are so beautiful. Yes, they are. And I remember how fast they went by without him, too.
Yeah. I'll tell you something in all seriousness. I really mean this. I think I can detect growth in her every single day. No, I really mean it. I expect to walk into her bedroom one of these days, and she'll be standing up in her crib, asking if she can borrow my mascara, right?
Oh. Well, don't you do that, because you have beautiful eyes. Yes, you do. They're just like your daddy's. Just like your dad. Hey, could I have some of that coffee now?
Tea?
Oh, okay.
It's all ready. I'll tell you, the only complaint I have about your visits is that I never get to see the two of you and my brother, together.
Oh, yeah. Well, our hours are never the same. I was thinking about asking Geraldine if I could do the morning newscast instead of the evening. Right. Well, even if I could, Miles would probably change his schedule.
I'm only kidding. I enjoy seeing either one of you together, alone, any time of the day or night.
Yeah. Well, that reminds me. I've been thinking that we should make a date to go out for dinner. Because you have not been out in a long time.
Yeah, but I don't know about...
Oh, I know. You don't want to leave Julia with a mean old babysitter.
Well, I haven't had a babysitter. I haven't had need of one. I haven't left Julia alone.
No. Well, it's time you found somebody reliable.
You're right.
You're not doing yourself any good, and you're not doing Julia any good either.
You are absolutely right.
By hiding.
She's sick and tired of seeing my face, I'll tell you that. Absolutely. Look at how excited she is to see a new face, right?
Seriously.
Hmm? Yes.
You need a change.
Yes.
Everybody does.
Yes, present company included, miss.
Oh, absolutely. Miles was just saying the same thing to me, and I agreed with him. Mm-hmm. Guess he's going to Palace Park for 5 days.
Oh, are you really? Oh, yeah. Nicole, I'm so glad to hear that you and Miles are finally getting out of town, huh?
Yeah. He asked me last night. I said, yes.
Good.
Yeah, Mrs. Goodman's going to take care of Adam.
Uh-huh.
She could double and take care of Julia if you'd like to come along.
Thank you, but no. Three's a company. Three's a crowd. Besides, I couldn't leave Julia for 5 whole days, not yet.
Oh, I know. I can understand.
I'm sure you can. Besides, you and Miles deserve 5 weeks together, not just 5 days. And as for me, I don't think you should worry too much about my getting out. Obviously, Mrs. Goodman has not told you, but she is coming over here this evening to take care of Julia while Logan Swift and I go out for some dinner.
Well, it's a step in the right direction. And speaking of steps, I better take some steps to the studio because I have a
come on.
taping.
I wish you could stay a little while longer.
Yeah, well, hey, you told me you had people coming to talk about buying the house.
Yeah.
Goodbye, Julia. Goodbye. Goodbye. You are so beautiful. You know what? I want to have a little girl just like you.
She's looking at her mommy.
Assuming I have any baby at all.
What are you talking about? Of course you will.
Oh, I hope you're right. I told you about my false alarm.
Yeah? Well, don't worry about that. Come on, Nicole, look who you're talking to. I was told I could never have a baby. You've already had one.
Yeah, I know, but... Remember all those months I spent in the Claremont? Oh, doctor says I'm fine. Just hope he's right.
Nicole, you're not really worried about this, are you?
I don't know. It'd be ironic, wouldn't it? Miles and I waited all this time to decide to have a child, and
What if I can't? Of course it was a dirty trick. It was sneaky, underhanded, and exactly what Raven deserved.
But don't forget, it got results. I mean, we tried every which way to get Raven's address, and we just couldn't do it.
As far as I'm concerned, you did a little detective work, that's all, and there's nothing wrong with that.
Well, we did a little bit more than that. We not only got her address, we also went to her apartment last night.
You did? You see Jaimie? How is he?
Yeah, he's fine. Just fine. But I just thought it would be a good idea to find out exactly how Raven really is treating Jaimie, especially if we showed up unexpectedly.
What happened? Was she there?
No. Someone else was watching the baby.
Figures. She does like to party.
You know, she told us she had a trained nurse. Well, we met her last night.
Well, all I can say about that is they just don't train them like they used to.
I don't think I want to hear the rest of this.
You've got a very sturdy young son, Logan.
Well, go ahead. Tell me about this nurse.
Well, she's just about what you would expect. I'm not saying she was totally incompetent, but she was nothing more than a babysitter. Probably not as good as most.
I think that's being very charitable. The fact is, if there is such a thing as a babysitters union, this one ought to be drummed right out of it.
But Jaimie is in good shape. That's the most important thing, so you don't have to worry about that. It was just very interesting to see that Raven once again was stretching the truth.
Red is trying to reassure you, and I don't really take any objection to that, but I mean, it's true. Jaimie is healthy enough, but his circumstances are far from being a model of hygiene.
Well, he needed a little changing and diapering, things like that, but I took care of it.
Well, that's fine, but who's going to take care of it now? Little Miss Incompetence? I think you better give me Raven's address so that she and I can discuss this.
Thought you were going to ask me that. Here.
Not exactly the high-rent district, is it?
No, I bet she's not spending too much time there.
I bet she isn't.
Logan, we don't want to upset you about this. You know, we just want you to know what's happening, that's all.
Yeah, I appreciate it. I appreciate everything you've done. Believe me, once I'm through speaking with Raven, she's going to take a lot better care of Jaimie.
This may sound a little weird, Logan, but, might it not work out to your advantage to use this to prove her neglect when you get to custody court?
No, absolutely not. I'm not going to have Jaimie suffer just to strengthen my case. Raven is going to take care of him, or...
Or what?
I don't know. Don't know how to finish that sentence.
Well, how about she's going to take care of him, or you're going to go over there and snatch him back?
You know, it would be a lot less risky if you went over and got him right now, especially after you've established paternity.
No, I'm not going to play that game. I'm not going to have Jaimie be some ball passed from player to player. No.
Yeah, I figured you'd say something like that.
See my wife, my son, make damn sure she's taking care of him.
Kelly, my boy, I hope you find us a job soon.
Too bad there isn't an employment bureau for puppets in Monticello.
Well, you should be able to use some of them in those spots you're making for WMON.
Well, yeah, we've done a couple of them already, but I don't know that Mrs. Saxon's going to have any more for me to do.
Oh, I have a feeling she will, if the price is right. In case you haven't heard, Kelly, they've been very well received.
Well, Mrs. Saxon liked them, and well, you and Aunt Nancy, but I kind of thought that, you know, you guys were kind of prejudiced.
Oh, believe me, Kelly, I can be very objective. I think they're charming, and I do wish that you really could make more use of them.
Do you plan any more hospital appearances?
Well, yeah, we're going to do another one in the children's ward, and he wants us to do one in the geriatrics ward, too.
There, you see, things are happening for you. You might be working all summer.
Uh-oh. I better get back to the office, Nancy. Mm-hmm. A nice lunch, as usual.
Oh, my pleasure.
Uncle Mike, can I talk to you and Aunt Nancy for a couple seconds?
Sure. What is it?
I got a job.
Oh, well, why didn't you say so in the first place, Kelly?
Well, I didn't think you two would be too happy about it.
Why wouldn't we be?
Well, see, for one thing, I'm going to be working nights.
Well, that's no surprise. You told us you might have to look for a job in a club or a restaurant.
Yes, as long as it isn't dangerous. We're not concerned about late hours.
But you might be concerned about the place. I got a job at the Unicorn.
The Unicorn? You mean Elliott Dorn gave you this job?
Well, not exactly. It was more like his assistant, Charlie, the bartender. But it's Mr. Dorn's place, so I guess he had to approve it.
Oh, yes. I'm sure he did.
See, they need somebody to run the lights and the sound system. And see, I've had that experience in London. And see, if I work nights at the disco, I can build my puppets during the daytime and even go on a few auditions. And one day I really hope to be able to take these puppets to the Unicorn as a special attraction. It'd be a great gimmick for the Unicorn.
Yes, I understand that.
not too thrilled about it, are you? You don't like Mr. Dorn, do you?
Kelly, we have good reason not to trust Mr. Dorn. And I hope you'll keep that in mind. But that's no reason for us to prevent you from taking this job.
You really mean that?
I agree with Mike. I would prefer that you wouldn't be working for Mr. Dorn, too. But since this kind of a job is hard to come by, and since it's something that you really seem to want, I guess there's nothing more we can say, but go ahead.
Well, great. Did you hear that, Yubi? Yeah, we're gonna be working at the Unicorn.
Fill out this application form, Miss Smith. I can't guarantee you anything, but why don't you drop by at the club tonight, and you can see how we operate.
So here you are. I've been calling you all morning.
Okay, Miss Smith, well, then I can expect to see you sometime tonight.
Well, thank you, Mr. Dorn. I'll see you tonight.
Hello.
All right, what did you mean last night? How could you possibly have that letter?
Oh, I knew that would intrigue you. Did you and Derek Mallory have a nice chat after I
No,
left?
we did not have a nice chat, and I want to talk to you, Elliott, right now.
I'd love to, darling, but I'm very busy. That's why I came in early
Damn
myself.
it, Elliott! What is this, some kind of a joke? When you want to punish me because I had an innocent dinner with Derek Mallory?
You have never had anything innocent in your life. And if you want to know if this was a joke, no, it wasn't.
Well, you couldn't have that letter because I burnt it right here at the Unicorn.
You burnt a letter, darling, not the letter.
It was so the letter. You think I don't recognize my own handwriting?
Raven, you burnt a duplicate.
I did what?
You know, I think I've been hanging around you too much. I've caught several of your worst traits. Remember when you asked me to stand outside April's penthouse and watch for unidentified flying objects?
Yes, and you found it. I saw it in your hand.
Yeah, I found it about a block from the terrace where you threw it from. Oh, pardon me. From the terrace where the wind blew it. I had enough time to go to a duplicating center, and I had a good copy made. That's what you burnt.
Why?
Well, I thought you might like a copy for your files. Here.
It's not the original, is it?
No, darling. It wasn't the original. The original is in a very safe place.
All right, Elliott. Why are you doing this to me?
Because I thought it was about time that I had the upper hand in this relationship, darling. You've had it your own way far too long.
What do you want? Is this blackmail?
Oh, no, darling. I want you to know who your friends are. And your friends are not Logan Swift or Derek Mallory. Do I make myself clear?
Yes, Oscar. Oh, I didn't realize it was 3:30 already. She's on her way up? Good, thank you. Yes, thank you. Bye. Oh, hello.
Hi, Mrs. Scott. How are you?
Fine. Where's your husband?
Oh, well, Kirk wasn't feeling very well this morning, so I came alone. I hope that's all right.
Sure. I'm sorry, though. I was looking forward to meeting him. Why don't you sit down?
Thank you. Well, I told you that he's been ill. And the truth is, he thinks I'm being a little silly. He doesn't think all this is going to happen.
You mean about buying the house?
Yeah.
Well, he still wants to buy it, doesn't he?
Oh, yes, of course, as much as I do. Maybe even more. I told you how strongly he feels about it.
Well, then why does he think it's silly?
I guess he's a bit of a realist. He doesn't think that many people would do what you said you might do.
Well, it's not a fantasy. And if you and your husband are still interested in buying the house, it's yours.
Really? Do you mean it?
Of course I mean it. Look, I told you. I'm selling it for $100,000, which is exactly what I paid for it. I'm asking for $35,000 down and the rest in monthly installments. Look, if you don't believe me, we'll get a lawyer, draw up the contract. I happen to know a very good lawyer.
Oh, Mrs. Scott, I can't believe it. Kirk isn't going to believe it.
Well, do you want to give him a call and make sure it's all agreeable to
Oh,
him?
yes, may I?
Oh, please, the phone's right over there in the hall.
Thank you.
Hello.
Kirk, it's Emily. Mrs. Scott said yes. She says we can have the house, and it's only $35,000 down payment.
Emily, wait a second. $35,000. Emily, I can't believe that. A bank might do that, but not a private homeowner.
It is true. She just told me. And we can buy it soon, and we can start living there in just a little while.
That's impossible, Emily. Look, Emily, there's got to be a catch. There has to be a catch somewhere.
Kirk, there isn't any catch.
Oh, Mrs. Michaels, maybe I should talk to your husband.
Oh, would you?